Let's go. Okay, let's get it, let's get it, let's get it. Gemini. What are some messages for Gemini for the beginning of March? What are some messages for Gemini for the beginning of March? Oopsies. Oh, okay. These want to show themselves. King of Pentacles in reverse and the Queen of Wands upright. These are like polar opposites. King of Pentacles and then the Queen of Wands. Is this involving you and another person? Someone who is stubborn and a pain in the ass and has like a lot of authoritative behavior. And then like, Gemini, is this you? Or is this describing two sides of Gemini? One side where you're very authoritative and stubborn and you come off like a miserable bastard. And then the other one is like Queen of Wands where you're warm and enthusiastic and you're very determined. It's like, what? And the reason why I'm saying, is this like a couple or is this you, Gemini, with your two bipolar sides? Because here's the thing, no, I'm not trying to shit talk Gemini, but Gemini, you guys have like split personalities sometimes. I'm not gonna lie. It's like there's a part of you that can come off a other type of way based on who you are with other people. But yeah, this is like interesting. It's talking about an entity here where it's like stubborn and authoritative and miserable, and then another entity here because they're also, one is in reverse and one is upright, where it's talking about feeling warm and enthusiastic determination. It's like very conflicting things here. Can you tell me more? Oh, we got the 10 of Wands and the Queen of Swords. Knight of Wands. A lot of royalty going on here. Very strong emotions, huh? Let's see. With the 10 of Pentacles, 10 of Wands upright, Queen of Swords upright, Knight of Wands upright, 3 of Swords upright, and the 7 of Cups upright. Okay? So, Gemini, it seems like you have a lot of burdens going on during the beginning of March. And there might be someone here that's being a little cold. Someone who is very independent and smart, but coming up very fierce and cold and distant. But I feel like this is you, the Knight of Wands. You're still coming in with so much passion and energy and this thrill for adventure. Like you're coming in to like explore new things despite all these responsibilities and stress, and like whoever this person who might be the Queen of Swords, it's like you're still like going forward despite their distance. It's like they're kind of telling you to back off, but you're like, no. But then it seems like there is a third-party entity here that's gonna cause a lot of like heartbreak and grief. And followed by the 7 of Cups, it's also showing like wishful thinking. Like it's kind of like window shopping, looking at things that you want but you can't have, and they're very luxurious. I'm not sure if this is you or the other person, but it's showing like the wanting something you can't have, and you know, wishful thoughts. Can I get some hidden factors? We got the 3 of Wands that wanted to show itself. The 10 of Cups, the World card, the Empress in reverse, and the Queen of Cups. Any more cards want to show themselves last round? Nope. Okay. Hidden factors. There is going to be some delays and obstacles, but that will lead you to being happy though. Okay. There will be obstacles, there will be delays, but you will find your fulfillment and happiness in the long run from this situation. And you'll also feel very much like accomplished and complete, with followed by the World card. These are two really good cards that came out afterwards. Then you have the Empress in reverse and then the Queen of Cups upright. It seems like there's someone here, though, that you need to be aware of that might come off very dependent and lazy and uninspired. And then, like, to counter that, someone has to be the Queen of Cups in the relationship. Like, you gotta be, there's someone who's more compassionate, more receptive, and more intuitive. So if you know someone that describes a person that is very dependent and uninspired, like it's good to be very compassionate and receptive, but also like trust your intuition regarding this individual as a hidden factor. Like, you know, like this might be the delay of the situation that's gonna be like taking place before you're actually feeling complete and happy. Like, I feel like this is like a love reading, to be honest with you. Like, this person might not be it. Maybe deep down, like, this person wants other things and goes after another person. And, like, you try your best, but it doesn't really work out. And you find yourself struggling more. And it's like, this is setting you back from actually being happy and feeling complete. Pick it how it resonates. That's just my gut feeling when I read this. Do we have any advice for Gemini? Oh, shit. We got the Lovers in reverse, Two of Cups in reverse, Page of Wands upright. Ay, naku bastos! Okay, these cards are showing themselves in the deck. Five of Swords, Knight, the King of Pentacles in reverse. Okay. And then the Hangman upright. Okay. So, Lovers in reverse. This is talking about an imbalance and like kind of like a breakdown in communication. So, in terms of advice and getting the Lovers in reverse, it's showing me like between two people there has to be some communication that needs to be established here. To talk about the imbalance here. There is an imbalance that needs to be addressed between these two individuals. Followed by the Two of Cups in reverse. It's also insinuating that there might be a chance that there's a lot of tension that might lead to a breakup. Straight up it says breakup and imbalance. But like the Lovers and then the Lovers in reverse and the Two of Cups in reverse, this is talking about like separation between two entities, two people. And like with the theme that's going here, it seems like someone's gonna break up. Page of Wands upright. The Page of Wands, like the Fool, has a fresh yet passionate outlook on life. Drawing this card indicates that you have a creative spark in you, so go ahead, be spontaneous, and follow your creative muse. So it's like, even though things might not work out and you guys talk things through, and if it doesn't work out and you guys end up breaking up, you know, followed by the Page of Wands, it's encouraging you to go out there and discover new things. Like, okay, this doesn't work out, but that doesn't mean that it's the end of the world. There's so much more out there that you can explore, you know, and discover new things. And just, you know, if you like someone, go after it. Don't like let this stop you from going forward and exploring the world, right? Then you got the Five of Swords upright. Pick your battles wisely and think before you act. Five of Swords is about tension and disagreement with others. Even if you have won the battle, you may have lost by hurting others. So, yeah, it says like some keywords here is talking about conflict and hollowed victories. So it's just like, do you really feel good about hurting someone? Like, it's like kind of like, okay, like, yeah, you might be right, but is your, like, you being right more important than how you're treating someone, like, that you care about? Like, I think it's also, like, suggesting, like, the way you handle out your interactions, you want to be more mindful about it, because don't say anything that you will regret later down the line. Really think before you speak. Like, and this is based off of your feeling. If you don't give a shit, then fine, go ahead. But if you feel like you hurt someone that you genuinely care about more than you really wanted to, then really think about how you want to say things to this person if you have a confrontation with them, right? King of Pentacles in reverse is also talking about being very possessive and stubborn and rigid. I'm not sure if this is describing you or the other person, but like that's something that you might want to also address if you see that from the other person, or maybe this is coming from you. And you have to be careful of what you say so it doesn't like hurt the other person. Like ultimately, whatever the circumstances is, you care about this person, right? So you don't want to be, you know, hurting their ego or hurting them intentionally just to be right, you know? But I digress. That's your personal business. The Hangman upright, okay? I read this earlier. So basically, like, the Hangman is just talking about, like, looking at things with a different perspective. And sometimes when you look at things at a different perspective, you have to, like, self-sacrifice your current perspective of things. And it's like, not sometimes, like you know, like, you gotta completely disregard your current, like, view of things. But it's like, look at things in a different perspective without a bias, you know? Which is very hard to do in itself, but, you know, that's what it's ending the advice here for you, Gemini. That was kind of intense. You okay, Genji? That was kind of intense for you, bro. Dang. That is like, I should just name this live. Damn. Bro. Did it resonate though? Alright, Libra. Let's go. Let's go. What are some messages for Libra? Messages for Libra for the beginning of March. I'm a Gemini Venus. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh shit, there's a card that was showing itself. The fuck? Mr. Happles, do we gotta talk about something? Shit. We got the Hermit card. Ooh, shit, we got the Hermit card coming out. Do we have another card to like accompany Hermit? Oh, a tower moment. All right, interesting. Let's break this down real quick. It's like a little preview, the theme of the whole reading. All right, Libra. It seems like you're doing a lot of self-reflection during this period of March, the beginning of March, where you're doing a lot of introspection. Meaning to say you're thinking deep about certain things and doing a lot of self-reflection, and you will be enlightened by some of the things that you discover during this withdrawal period, okay? But it also seems like you're going through a tower moment. Now, what is a tower moment? A tower moment is when something really shakes you up deep to your core, right? And sometimes, like, you feel like, damn, this might be like the end of the world or whatever, right? It really shakes you up, but and it's like very chaotic, and you might even describe it as a disaster of some sort. But you have to also keep in mind, whenever you have a tower moment like this where something shakes you to the core and you're like withdrawn and really self-reflecting, it means that it's an end of something, but it's also leading to a beginning of something. And you gotta trust the process. As much as it hurts, like, let the tower moment happen, do self-reflecting, and really feel like enlightened with your self-discoveries about yourself from the experience in order to start over and go forward, okay? Tell me more for Libra. Tell me more for Libra. Okay. Okay, we got the Nine of Pentacles upright, Four of Wands in reverse. We got the Star card in reverse, the King of Swords in reverse, the Queen of Cups in reverse, and then the Ace of Cups in reverse. Okay, Libra. It seems like when this happens, your Tower moment and your Hermit moment in the beginning of March, you got to do a lot of self-care that makes you really satisfied. Maybe you might indulge into like taking care of yourself first. Maybe you might want to like do something you enjoy to really distract you from this rut that you'll be in, because there is going to be some changes that are coming your way, Libra, and you're going to feel very tense. Not gonna lie, with this card in reverse, it's showing that you're going through a transition and you're going to feel very tense, and in order for you to deal with that tense feeling. You might need to partake into activities that make you feel really like self-care, whether it's for your mental health, whether it's to, you know, like, you know, go out for a spa day if you need to. Like, do something for yourself that makes you happy, because you're going to be going through a transition, okay? And in this transition, you're going to feel a lot of levels of like despair and disappointments, and you might even start doubting yourself. So this is like going to be a very like taxing time on your mental health, Libra. And, you know, knowing Libras, you guys are very much like trying to keep neutral with everything and try to make sure everyone's happy. Like, that's the thing with Libra. They're always trying to keep a balance of things. And when things aren't in balance, it really messes with their thoughts and their mental health, okay? So, you know, it's important for you, Libra, to also tip the scale and not be too disappointed and too deep in the negativity of your thoughts, okay? There's also something here in regards to the King of Swords in reverse. You might be dealing with someone that's manipulative and ruthless that might be contributing to your disappointments, which is going to cause you to withdraw with this Queen of Cups in reverse. You're going to be more withdrawn and insecure, and you're going to be very moody. And then with the Ace of Cups in reverse, it's showing me that you also have like some repressed emotions, and it's affecting your way of thinking and your way of like looking at things logical. So a lot of negativity, because this is a Tower moment. You're going to be very withdrawn. You're going to be really thinking things through, and you're going to be very like moody. You might even feel like disappointed, and I'm not sure if this is caused by someone that is manipulative or whatnot, but this is a transition for you. And if it gets too intense, you need to do things that make you happy and involve self-care, okay? What are some hidden factors for Libra? What are some hidden factors for Libra? What are some hidden factors for Libra? Okay, these came out. All right. So for hidden factors for Libra, you have the Five of Swords upright. You got the Eight of Pentacles in reverse. You got the Page of Pentacles in reverse. You got the Three of Swords upright, the Seven of Cups upright, the World card upright, followed by the Four of Swords in reverse. Okay, let me move this up so you can see all the cards. So regarding hidden factors, it seems like the conflict here is you were betrayed by someone. You dealt with someone that betrayed you due to selfish reasons. Main reason. And this is hidden factors, meaning to say someone is secretly betraying you. And it seems like you're going to be honing in on your skills. You're going to be focusing on yourself and really pay attention to like details of things during this time period. But it also seems like you might be distracted because of that. This feels like a love reading, honestly, because then you have the Three of Swords, where it's talking about heartbreak and grief, because there's like a third-party entity that's taking place here as well. Maybe someone is cheating on you, and you're like not aware of it because you've been focusing on your skills, and you've been very distracted by like focusing on work and such. It's also followed by the Seven of Cups, which is talking about like wanting things that you don't have, like, you know, like window shopping and looking at things that you can't buy. There's a lot of wishful feelings here of luxurious things. So maybe like if this is a love reading that resonates with you, Libra, it seems like you have a partner that is going after someone that they can't have, and they're going to betray you while you're being distracted with your work and taking care of yourself and honing in and locking in on your own thing. Like right now they have wishful thinking, but there might be someone that they're thinking about. And it's like during a period where you feel complete and you feel accomplished. But this is other things that are happening without you really knowing, because like you're not really paying attention. And it's showing us that with the Four of Swords in reverse, you feel stuck. You're exhausted. And you feel restlessness from it. And this is all part of your Tower moment. This is a transitional period. So if you're in a relationship, Libra, where you might be relating to this so far, like, it seems like you're meant to, like, part ways from this person. Because right now, like, they're doing these things behind your back. And you think you have it all together and everything's complete, but it's not. And it's going to lead to you feeling really exhausted and stuck in this situation. Yo, welcome in, Karen. What's some advice for Libra? Do we have any advice for Libra? Knight of Swords upright, the Sun upright, the Four of Pentacles upright. Oh, we got some advice showing itself. Okay. The Fool in reverse, the Emperor in reverse, followed by the Moon. Okay. Libra. I'm going to read all the cards that are upright for your advice. You got the Knight of Swords. You are strong, driven, and ambitious, and perhaps embarking on new adventures. However, do not do so in haste, where you are so focused on your goals that you are blind to obstacles, right? Which kind of like led to the hidden factors earlier. And most importantly, the words here is like action, determination, ambition. With the Sun following through, the Sun card says, represents success, radiance, and abundance. The Sun gives you strength and tells you that no matter where you go or what you do, your position and radiant energy will follow you and bring you happiness and joy. The beautiful, warm energy is what will get you through the tough times and help you succeed. So remember, the Sun, you're talking about success, happiness, and maybe even like a good union down the line, right? Maybe like marriage and such. Four of Pentacles, you've been working hard and as a result have gained quite a bit of wealth because of it. However, you may have become greedy and too focused on material riches to the point where you're afraid to take risks, both financially and emotionally. So things that you have to be careful of with this Four of Pentacle cards is talking about material possessions and greediness. And then you got the Fool card in reverse. So remember the Fool card earlier, how I told you guys, like, it's like walking forward and not really paying attention and being naive. Well, this one's in reverse, okay? So this is talking about naivety and recklessness, okay? So, and I do see like a connection here with these other cards. It's just like yeah, you're very ambitious and you've been working so hard and you've had a lot of success working hard, but there's also like the downside of it where like you might be a little bit too like greedy in terms of materials, and you just got to be careful with that. Like there's a level of naivety that's taking place here. And then with the Emperor in reverse, it's talking about like, you know, the abuse of power in this sense, needing to control everything. You know, this is a negative like attribute that's coming from an Aries card. So just like, you know, I get it though. Like you've been working hard, you've been making a lot of like money, and you're buying things that you like, and you've been like locked in, like we said. But with that in mind, like there's also this level of control that is probably like making you strain away from things that really do matter, and you like lost focus on that. Followed by the Moon card. It says the Moon represents your fears and illusions and often comes out when you're projecting fear into your present and your future based on your past experiences. You may have a painful memory that caused emotional distress, and rather than dealing with the emotions, you push them down deep into your subconsciousness. So just be careful of like hidden enemies, danger, and calamity. Okay? So I hope that helps you. Oh, thank you for the perfume. So just like, I know it's hard. If you are in a relationship, Libra, and this resonates with you, like just know that like it's not wrong to lock in and focus on your money and like, you know, securing your bag and enjoying your bag. Maybe you need to do some self-care, but also like pay attention to the things around you that do matter to you, and you know that like not everything needs to be within your control. And sometimes like you might not mean it, but like keep like self-awareness on your naivety. And that was for Libra. Thank you again, Carrie. Next is Aquarius. We're gonna end the live with Aquarius, guys, because we did water signs, and Aquarius is the last of the air signs. But yeah, how you guys doing so far? Thank you. I don't know if I have any Libras in my stream watching to verify if that resonated with them. But that was pretty deep. I feel like March, there's so much tea. There's so much tea going on. And it's like, you know, granted this is the beginning of March. I'm going to do another reading for the ending of March, which is Aries season, okay? So like, Pisces season is ending with a bang. For sure. It's crazy. And it's like, honestly, guys, if this stuff happens with y'all, please let me know. Like, I want to know if this is like legit. Like, if this is like legit happening with y'all. What is up with March? It's tea season. Alright, spring fever. Because you know Pisces is like the oldest zodiac. And then Aries comes in as the new zodiac. It starts like the whole zodiac life cycle, you could say. So it's like, what are we ending here? What are some things that are coming to an end? Okay, let's do this. Let's go. What are some messages for Aquarius for the beginning of March? What are some messages for Aquarius for the beginning of March? Okay, we have this card that came out. Any other cards to accompany that for the theme? Okay. We have the Six of Cups in reverse and the Ten of Cups in reverse. Both cup cards, okay? So, it seems like you've had a very cynical experience that's going to take place in which someone's not going to forgive you for this one. And it's also talking about with the Ten of Cups regarding arguments, separation, breakups. Looks like you're about to go through a big fight and separate with someone in March, Aquarius. Damn. Can you tell me more? Oh. Ace of Swords in reverse. Two of Wands in reverse. Tell me more for Aquarius, please. Tell me more for Aquarius. Queen of Wands in reverse. Tell me more for Aquarius, please. Ay, 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 ay. Okay. All right. With the Ace of Swords in reverse, it's showing me that this is a very unclear period for you, Aquarius. There's a lot of chaos taking place here, and you're not feeling like your usual strong self. There's a lot of like weakness involved here. And it's also showing me, followed by the Two of Wands, that you feel stifled in a sense. Like you're not really like exploring things, you're kind of like holding off from doing things. You're procrastinating. With the Queen of Wands in reverse, it's also talking about like something being very dramatic, demanding and aggressive. This might be like some fire energy that's involved. There's two fire signs in here. It seems like you're having an issue with a fire sign here. There's also, with this Ten of Cups, this is talking about like a betrayal of some sort and feeling like defeated. Like, this is coming to an end. Whatever this is, like, whoever this person is, like, that's been very aggressive and very demanding and dramatic, like, this is coming to an end for you. Like, this, and it's just like, with the Hangman upright, it's also showing you, like, a new perspective of things that you never really looked at before. It's also, like, releasing a lot of old baggage here. And then followed by the Judgment in reverse, it's also showing, like, a lot of doubt. You're doubting a lot of your decisions here with this new perspective that's coming in. After this ending, you have... So with this cynical experience, there was a separation involved that led to chaos. You felt stifled, and there was a lot of, like, drama involved, which led to an ending. And you are looking at things now with a different perspective, and you're starting to doubt yourself with a lot of the things that took place and how you handled it. What are some hidden factors for Aquarius? Five of Wands upright, Eight of Cups upright, Ace of Wands in reverse, Sun in reverse, Nine of Cups in reverse, Knight of Wands, followed by the Emperor. Okay. Okay, we'll read this. This is a lot of cards already. Make sure that you see it though. Okay, hidden factors, Aquarius. There's been a lot of, like, competition and arguments and tension that's been taking place around you. But it seems like there was some action in regards to a change where people are more free from that. So maybe there were people around you that were fighting, and it erupted into a change where people ended up leaving. With the Ace of Wands in reverse, you feel very misunderstood and depressed. And it seems like there's been delays during this time. We got depression coming out again with the Sun in reverse. Like, there's a part here where there's, like, a lot of negativities and failures that are coming into play because of this. It also seems like you are trying to find happiness and comfort from the things that have been happening in secrecy. Like, in secrecy, maybe you're the one who's trying to find happiness in all this chaos, despite feeling depressed and misunderstood and feeling like a failure. But then here comes this Knight of Wands charging in with a lot of energy and passion and adventure. And then the Emperor following through. I'm getting, like... Okay, so for this hidden factors, there were people around you that were competitive and fighting around you, and which led to a change where people ended up leaving. And because of that, there's been a lot of delays and misunderstandings that took place. You feel misunderstood and depressed. And along with that depression, you've been feeling a lot like a failure lately. And when you sit down and really think things through and try to think about the things that make you happy and comfortable, it's like you can't help but think about the ones that came in full of energy, full of passion. It might have been a fire sign, because this is a fire sign card. And then you got the Emperor card, which is an Aries card. It's talking about, like, someone that had a lot of structure and authority as well. Maybe that's what makes you happy, like seeing someone that, or people like coming in with like very much full of passion and energy and like a thirst for adventure, that have a lot of like authority and structure at the same time, like someone who's balanced. Hey Alyssa, welcome in. Thank you so much for pulling up. Level 18. But yeah, those are your hidden factors, Aquarius. Let's pull out some advice for Aquarius. What's some advice for Aquarius for the beginning of March? Listen, you missed Cancer reading earlier. We got the Eight of Cups in reverse. How's working? Okay, I'll post it on YouTube and let you guys know it's available so you can check it out. Six of Pentacles upright came out. Knight of Swords. Okay, we got these three cards that came out. Knight of Cups, King of Cups, Page of Pentacles. Okay, I don't think I'm going to read this. Alright, so for advice for Aquarius, Eight of Cups talks about fearing of the unknown and feeling very hopeless regarding that. So if you're worried about the unknown and what the future brings in, like, you probably feel very, like, hopeless over that. Like, don't worry about that. Like, people always worry about those kinds of things. Followed by the Six of Pentacles, which I'll read up right. A card of financial harmony, generosity, and sharing. You may be either the one happily giving or the one graciously receiving. Either way, it is a relationship built on good faith. Remember, however, the importance of being able to take care of yourself. So, charity is a big card here. A big word. Generosity and charity here. With the Knight of Swords comes chaos, arrogance, and impatience. You're feeling hopeless because, like, even though there might be some generosity involved here, there's also some chaos and ignorant arrogance that's involved. With the Knight of Cups, the ever-charming Knight of Cups is a man in touch with his intuition and uses his heart rather than his head to guide him through life. He is also a man of adventure. Now is the time to start exploring and putting your dreams and passions into action. So this is talking about, like, adventure and charm, intuition. King of Cups. While still a very emotional being, the King of Cups is a master of restraint and keeping his emotions in control. He does not bottle his feelings. However, rather he is the perfect balance of feelings and intellect, who knows how to respond to any situation accordingly. So King of Cups is talking about balance, but having a lot of emotional maturity with generosity. And then you got the Page of Pentacles, right? Page of Pentacles indicates you have big dreams and a strong, enthusiastic desire to make those dreams come true. Perhaps you're starting a new project or a job to achieve your goals and approach your task pragmatically. Keep your feet on the ground. So dreams, enthusiastic, opportunity. Okay, so if I were to sum this up in terms of advice, it seems like, Aquarius, you're very afraid and you feel very, like, negative and hopeless regarding change, right? And the fear of the unknown. Like, there's parts of the unknown where there's a lot of charity and generosity, but hand in hand that goes with chaos and arrogance and maybe even some level of impatience that, you know, holds the hand of that you're familiar with, right? But you got to trust your intuition. Every new adventure that you don't, like, you're not familiar with, like, you can't help but, you know, you don't have knowledge of it. The next thing you would do is just trust your gut. Trust your gut and your intuition and see where it takes you in this new adventure. And always try to maintain balance when it comes to your level of generosity and also your emotional maturity. That's very important, is emotional maturity and combining that with your level of intellect. And, you know, just know, like, what's important here is, like, creating opportunities for yourself to achieve your dreams. Like, figure out, like, what is it that you want to do and make that a reality. And, you know, see where that takes you. But yeah, that concludes our reading for Aquarius and all our air signs for tonight and for the live. Pathos is funny. Oh, Alyssa, thank you for the heart me and the roses. Head on. Now I got to wake up early tomorrow. Good night, everyone. Oh, Danji, good night. Thanks again, Nikki. Thank you, Nikki. Of course. And don't worry, Earth signs, you guys are going to be here this Thursday. I will be checking Thursday, Tarot Thursday, for the Earth signs and what messages come in for those signs for March. And I will post an announcement on my stories when this reading is edited and uploaded on YouTube. So if you missed out, you can catch it later down the line. There's a lot of like damn moments in today's stream, and it seems like a lot of shit is gonna be happening in March. So, you know, look forward to it. But yeah, thank you guys so much for double tapping the screen and hanging out with me. We hit 45K, and thank you so much for the gifts. I hope you guys all have a really good night, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.